Hi, this is Ereku, Pastor Emmanuel. How you doing? Hope you're getting ready for MTJ Abuja and Christ Island Church here. I'm in the city of Abuja already. Well, Abuja is home, as you already know. So we're not new to the city. We've been here for a while. All right? God sent us to Benin. So Abuja is second home. So we are here. Glory to God. I want to drop a few things with you. It should inspire you, particularly those of you who have been offended or hurt before in the church, or as some would say, by the church. I remember counseling with a young man who stopped going to church because of certain things that happened. I wouldn't like to share that here with him and his church and all of that. And there are things I said to him, and I saw something online that just, brought to my remembrance about that event. If you stopped going to church because you were offended by a pastor or by a church member, I would like to say that you are wrong. And it is a little bit hypocritical. This is the reason. I've been to the hospital a couple of times. I've taken people there a couple of times. And I've met very annoying doctors, very provoking nurses. And I know that you may have had that experience too. But that did not stop me from going to the hospital the next time. I went to school, primary, secondary, university, like many of you did. And some of us had very inhumane teachers who seemed to have cut a covenant to the devil to make our life miserable. But we continued going to school. We didn't say, I'm not going to school again because my principal is so wicked, or my form master wants to beat the hell out of me. You continue. At best, you changed school. You were bullied. Some of you were bullied when you were in school, but you continued, right? In the office, you may have a very nasty colleague, a very, annoying boss. Some of you even have bosses that made advances at you, male or female. You stayed in the office. Some of your bosses insulted you, you stayed there. An usher offended you, you left the church. A pastor did something, you left the church. But you went back to the hospital. Why? You still stayed in school. But when it comes to church, we just activate this very funny way of thinking. Is it not the same people that are in the hospital that are still in the churches? It's not the same people that are in the school, good day, that are still in the office, that are still in the church. Same people. But when it comes to church, we act very differently. And it's wrong. So that attitude has got to change. If you have not been going to church because a pastor offended you, say the church offended you. The church did not offend you. Individuals may have stepped on your toes, just the way it happens every day. Hasn't the Nigerian government offended you if you're in Nigeria? Your husband, your wife, they've done more terrible things to you than your pastor did. They've done more terrible things to you than your unit leader did to you. But why didn't you leave your wife? But once it comes to the church, I'm leaving, I'm angry. The truth is this: you always wanted to leave. You're just looking for an excuse. So nobody should beg you. Now, we could even flip the coin. Who told you pastors have not been offended? Who told you we as ministers have not been hurt? In my opinion, the people that are exposed to the most hurt, within this context, are the pastors. It's the truth. If a pastor told me about somebody he raised him, secondary school paid for his fees, university paid, because the mother was a widow, was taking care of the mother. He left the church. I went to another church that he felt was bigger. Okay. Did the pastor drop the mic and say, I'm not going to be a pastor again? Look at what that boy did to me. No, not at all. So if you left the church, go back. You've just been a child. Go back to the house of the Lord. And those of you who are fond of, blowing it out of proportion, church is this, pastors are this, are doctors perfect? Some of you had surgeries that went bad because a doctor made a mistake, but you went to another hospital. Why did you not stay at home and say, I'm not going again? What about security operatives? Don't we have funny police officers? What about those in the court? Don't we have funny ones? But why did you still go back there? Once it comes to the church, you're angry. Like we say, you cut chain. You always, listen, the truth is, you haven't found Jesus Christ. The essence of going to church is to find the Lord. By that I mean to have a personal relationship with Jesus. If you don't have a personal relationship with Jesus, just get ready to be offended by anything and everything. Some people left the church because the usher said you can't sit here, go and sit there. But you go to the restaurant, they tell you where to go. You go to the parking lot, they tell you can't park like this, you park well. You know, you go to the bank, they say, no, you didn't park like this, park this other way. You go back to your car, you park properly. Some of you go to the clubs, you can't park the way you choose. They tell you what to do, but you get to the church. The protocol says don't park like this. You get angry. Why do we feel that the church is a place where you can be lawless and behave in a strange and in an improper way? There are some ministries who will not allow you to dress the way you choose. Some of you get offended. You go on Facebook and be crying. But you went for an interview and you couldn't open your cleavages or your cleavage when you went to an interview. There are rules in every place. Who told you that the church is a place without rules and a lawless place? A place where you can do and undo. Some will be told, drop your phones in the church. They'll be angry. But you can't use your phones in the school. They won't let you do it. The church is not a lawless place. The church is not a place where anybody can do what they choose. It is not your house. It is the house of God. So it's important that you fall in line when you get to church. And different ministries have their rules and their regulation. Fall in line. Don't be looking for a church that is easy to condole your childishness. How would you grow? Why did you go to the secondary school to tackle more advanced mathematics? You should have remained 1 + 1, 2, 2 + 2, 4. You should have gone back to primary school because that was easy for you. Don't run away when the rules are hard and tough. It's a call for you to go to the next level of your walk with the Lord. All right? God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Getting ready for MTJ Abuja. Glory. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.